Chica. I came on today to answer the question, how long do you have to wait before you do your next round of HCG? It's a question that a lot of people ask. People, online now we see so much variety in how people do this protocol that some people kind of want to go back to what the original protocol said and follow that, or they just want to at least know what the original protocol said as a point of reference. So I'm going to answer that in this video. But I also want to let you guys know that I'm going to have 2 more videos that are going to go along with this whole topic about taking breaks on HCG. And I think it's important because with so much variety out there and how people are carrying this out, I just have a little bit of information just to help us get the best result that we can out of the diet. So stay tuned for that as well. So anyway, the HCG diet is done in what are called rounds. They're basically batches of time that you do the diet, you lose a chunk of weight, then you take a break for a while. You stabilize, you just get comfortable where you're at, give your body a break, and then you do another round, another batch of time, and then you take a break, and then you do another round. And so when you go on the HCG diet, it's not typically the type of diet, unless you only have, 15 pounds to lose, it's not the type of diet that you just go on and then stay on until you're done losing weight. So if you have 50 or 100 pounds to lose, you're going to need to do it in these particular rounds. So the question that comes up is, how long am I supposed to wait between rounds? So I'm just going to give you the information that Dr. Simeons wrote in his original protocol, pounds and inches, to start with. Basically, at the end of every round, you're supposed to do 3 weeks of phase 3. Okay, so before I tell you the length of the total break, always do 3 weeks at least of phase 3 after every round. Okay, so the way Dr. Simeons laid it out was that between round 1 and round 2, you're supposed to take a total of 6 weeks off before you start your second round. So that would include 3 weeks of phase 3 and then 3 weeks of phase 4. If you wanted, some people just stay in phase 3 the whole time. But the idea is that you take a whole 6 weeks off where you're not on HCG, you're eating normal, healthy food. Phase 3, of course, is no starches and no sugars. For myself, that even tends to include fruit for the most part. And then phase 4, of course, is where you start experimenting with different starches and sugars, seeing how your weight responds and all that stuff. So 6 weeks total between round and 2. After that, the basic rule was to add on an additional 2 weeks after each successive round. So between round 2 and round 3, you would take 8 weeks off. So that would be 3 weeks phase 3 and then 5 weeks of phase 4. Between round 3 and round 4, you would take 10 weeks off now. Again, 3 weeks phase 3, 7 weeks now, right? Yeah, 3 and 7 of phase 4. Between rounds 4 and round 5, you would take 12 weeks off. So as you can see, it gets successively longer. It's just an additional 2 weeks each time. Why did Dr. Simeons have people take these breaks between their rounds while they were losing weight? Why didn't he just have people stay on it until they were done? His protocol, his book, wasn't, it did have a lot of information in it, but I don't know that it had everything that he had thought about. So the one reason that he mentions in there is that he discovered people seemed to develop an immunity to HCG, where basically the effect of the HCG on their body wore off and it no longer was working even though they were still taking it. And he seemed to observe this, so that's why he would have people take these breaks where their body would where it would be long enough so that their body was no longer immune to the HCG, and then they could start it again and be sure that it would work. I do observe a lot of people doing HCG, and I don't know that I've really seen this actual immunity take place for real. It's not so much the way that you are supposed to tell that you're getting immune to HCG is that you go from not being hungry on HCG to all of a sudden being like ravenous on HCG. And you know, sometimes that can be a dose issue or your HCG going bad, but as long as it's not those two things, the idea is that, okay, the HCG is not working anymore. Some people think they get immune to HCG because they stop losing weight, but that's not really, I don't think that that's what he meant. What he said is that you would become ravenous, and that's how you would know. People often will have stalling on HCG for lots of different reasons. I actually have a few videos on that, so if you're interested, I will link to them in the article that goes with this video. But so anyway, that was the idea behind it, was this immunity issue. Like I said, I haven't really seen immunity in real life. You know, I've seen hundreds of people, lots of people I communicate with all the time. I haven't really had that kind of report where they were doing good on HCG, weren't hungry, and then all of a sudden they were starving, where like it wasn't fixable by either their dose or fresh batch. I'm not discounting him, I'm just for some reason I don't really see it happen. Maybe it didn't happen very often in his practice, but it was a way of like just ensuring, you know, I'm not sure. Now, when you take these breaks on HCG, you don't have to only do 3 weeks of phase 3. You can do longer if you want. I mean, it's a healthy way to eat, really. You might still include a few more things, but some people choose to live in kind of a perpetual modified phase 3 in regular life or between their rounds, and that's fine too. But again, just the point is that you're not on HCG during this time, you're not eating 500 calories, and you know, you're supposed to be kind of staying in a stable weight range. And we're going to talk more in another video about why these breaks on HCG are so valuable. So anyway, but that's it in a nutshell. So some questions come up though. You know, once we discover how fast, how efficient this diet can be at losing weight, at losing fat, you know, we often start thinking some things to ourselves, you know, like maybe trying to get to our goal as fast as humanly possible. And I mean, this seems natural, right? Who wants to delay getting to your ultimate goal when the path to getting there seems totally clear, right? So I can understand the thinking behind that. And, you know, in some cases, it really can work out well to kind of fast track your HCG journey. And we're going to talk about that in the next video. But it's definitely not always a wise thing. In fact, oftentimes it's not a wise thing. However, there are some very good reasons for taking these breaks seriously while on the HCG diet. And that's what we'll talk about in the third part of this series. But anyway, I hope that answers the question. If you just wanted the straight facts, like how long do I have to wait? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, you know, which depending on which round you're on. So, you know, it makes sense to me that we are going to question things at times and wonder if we can make changes. Even though for the most part I have stuck fairly closely to Dr. Simeons' original protocol, I myself have made different adjustments, and I think if the adjustments are made strategically, like pre-planned, and you look at the whole picture and you see like, okay, I see how this could work out, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And for me, it's worked out wonderfully well when I've done it in that way. To me, that's totally different than cheating. Cheating is more where it's like, you're doing something that is not going to be good, you know it's not going to be good, you didn't plan it, things like that. Those types of things you could put more in the cheating category, but if you make the change strategically, you can end up having a good outcome. So these are the two questions that come up. One, are there times when it would actually be advantageous to either do a round of HCG for longer than usual, like more than the 40 maximum injections that originally were allowed, and or taking a shorter break than was technically allowed between rounds? Is there a time when that could be a good thing? And the second question is it ever advantageous to actually take longer than usual breaks between your rounds of HCG? So we're going to talk about those two questions in the next two videos, and I'm actually going to record them right now next, so I'll be in the same spot. But anyway, I hope you guys found that helpful, and if you want to find me online, you can go to my website, HCGChica.com. On Facebook, my Facebook page is HCGChica. You can also find me on Google+, I think, if you search HCGChica. Pretty much if you search HCGChica anywhere, you're gonna find me, if you wanna find me. So anyway, that's it. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.